Hello, we have a application that we run alongside our timing software that organisers can use for registration. So first thing you need to do is download the app. So I have an Android phone. So if you go to Play Store, obviously if you have a Apple phone, you go to the App Store. And what you're looking for is a Racetec Toolkit as seen on this picture by Graham Vincent. It's a blue R with a little spanner through it. And you just need to install that. So it's called exactly what it is there, Racetec Toolkit. I've obviously already installed it. Hit the open button, and the first thing that will come up is going to be this menu here. This is the front menu. This is what you'll get. You go to the bottom right hand corner, settings, and you will be given an API key by your race timer. So just here, this will be blank, just here. So you type in your 8-digit number. So in my instance here, 41836040. You then type in your name here, just so in case you make a mistake or an error or there's something we need to check, we know who the operative is and we can come across and just ask them what they've done. You then hit the blue check key button, and as you can see here, it says the API key is valid, race ID, etc. The name of the race, so in this instance it's the Toolkit test race. This is just a dummy race I've set up, and the date, which is today's date. We make this app available for the duration of the race. So if your race was today and it's the 28th of February and you're anticipating that the last runner will come in at 3 p.m. this afternoon, I would make this app probably available to 3:30 on the afternoon. Once you get to 3:30, no one who's been given permission to use it will no longer be able to access it. So everything is perfectly data secure. Once you've logged in, blue arrow in the top left hand corner, you click on that, that takes you back to the main menu. Now I've set this up for registration, so if somebody wants to do some start times, which is in the middle column at the top there, they click on start times and it says, sorry, you don't have permission to do this. Somebody wants to do, looks at the ops operations, which is on the left hand column, second one down. Same instance, nothing happens because they don't have access to it. So because I've set this up for registration, the only thing they can do is go to the middle tab in the middle column there at the bottom and hit registration. Now, once in registration, they can do a new entry, which is an entry on the day. They can view and edit entries, although I can disable that function if necessary, and they can assign race numbers. So if we start with the assign race numbers, we've got in this race 100 people. None of them at the moment have been given a bib. So as you can see, most of these are set to 0. There may actually be a few numbers assigned because I've just been playing around with it. But basically everybody doesn't have a number. It's all set to 0. So what you do is you go onto the top. So we can see here that we've got 3 Bennetts in this race. These are all just these are all just fictitious people. So if I click on the top, somebody comes in and says, my name is Bennett. I start typing Bennett and is going to come up. So obviously there's a Simon Bennett. That's just somebody I was messing around with earlier. So I've got 3, what's your name? Sorry, Stuart Bennett. Okay, so I click on Stuart Bennett. I click on the allocate number. In front of me, I've got a box of bibs with 1 to 100 in. There's 100 people in the race. I take the first bib out. It might be number 1. It might be that that's already gone. I've already done a few on here. So let's say the first number I draw out is number 7. I type in number 7, give it to Mr. Bennett, press save, and it's all done. Next, Mr. Bennett comes in. Let's say they both had exactly the same name. Say they were both called Scott Bennett. One's born on the 5th of August 1961. The other one's born on the 11th of March 1986. So by having the date of birth in there, you can just check which one it is. So let's say it's the top one, Scott. I click on Scott. The next bib I take out, in theory, is going to be the next one in order, but it can be any of the 100. So let's say it's number 77 is the first one I grab. I hit save. Now he's number 77. Go back to the search box at the top, exit out. So let's start putting in different names. So let's try something beginning with C, C-O. There we go. We got Jane Cox, Michael Cox. So let's say we go to Michael Cox. Next one I take out is bib 78. Save. He's now bib 78. Okay, go on there, X that out. And I can scroll down these. I don't have to type the name in. But for instance, let's just find a name that's actually in the race. I've got several Clarks with an E. Okay, so somebody comes, what's your surname, please? Clark. Okay, lovely. So I start typing in Clark. I've got several Clarks there. What's your first name? Kieran. Kieran Clark. Yep, got you. Can I just check your date of birth, please? Yep, 12th of December 1962. Thank you. click on him. Next number I take out of the box, number 13 it happens to be. Save, and it's done. And you can see that when they've been registered, it changes. So Kieran Clark is now gone green and he's gone to number 13. John Clark, the one above it, is something I did earlier when I was just checking that all the information was in there. If you change somebody on your phone, it goes to green, and obviously you can see the number that you've allocated to them. Everyone who hasn't had a number allocated is still on 0. Kieran Clark is number 13 and he's gone to green. I know I've done it on my phone. The person next to me, Kieran Clark, will go to number 13, but it won't change to green. It will still be white. So they know that that's somebody they haven't allocated on their phone. It's just a little gimmick of the app so that if I came across to you and said, oh, who did Kieran Clark? You could scroll down. If it's on your phone is green, you'll be able to see that it was you that has done it. I will also know, because I'll be able to see it on my timing laptop, that operative Justin did this amendment. So it's all quite clear like that. Back to the top, hit the X. I'm sure we got a Sarah in the race. There we are, Sarah Brinton. Click on her. Next one I take out of the box, I've just grabbed 25, save. She's allocated 25, so that's all done. Click on there, exit out, I can go on to the next one. Now you can see that there's a pink 10K on all the females. This is a comment that I can add on the timing software. So in this instance, I've just picked up every female and I've just written down in pink 10K. We can put anything in there. So if, for instance, you had maybe 4 or 5 people who'd entered the race, but they hadn't actually paid yet, I could pick up those 4 or 5 on the timing laptop. You give me their names. I can go in there, and then in red, I can put need to pay on the day. So when they come in to get their bib, your registration operative will be able to look at it and say, oh yeah, you need to pay us, please. And then that's all sorted. So that's very, very straightforward. It's very, very quick to allocate the numbers. You'll literally just start typing in the name at the top of the screen. So we've got an Edward Bond. Yep. Next bib out the box. I've got bib 11. There we go. 11. Save. Next one. Next person who comes in. I've got a Tom. There we go. Tom Cart. Yep. Thank you. Next bib I take out. Number 12. Save. You can see how quick that is. I've got a Tom Cooper there. Let's say I've come out of it. Cooper. Tom, Harry Cooper, Hannah Cooper. Yep, Hannah Cooper, got you. Next bib out the box, number 12, save. I've always allocated number 12, so you can't double allocate a number. So I saw the number 12 was in the box. I allocated it to her. While I was doing that, someone else grabbed it. So I just click OK, go back on there, take it out, take the next bib. I delve into the middle. I get bib 38, save. She's now bib 38. In the same way, if, for instance, I've looked in the box, seen that 38 is there, typed it in, allocated it to her before actually pulling it out of the box, and someone else has nabbed it next to me, all I need to do is click on her name again. Go on, there we go. It's telling me this athlete's already been allocated a number. I'm going, that's okay. 38's gone. I take the next one out of the box. It's 39. So I go back into there, type in 39, resave her. Hannah's now 39. In the same way, if Hannah walks off, she comes back 10 minutes later and says, I'm ever so sorry, I've lost my bib, I don't know what I've done with it. No problem, Hannah. I'm just going to double click on your name. It says that you've already been allocated a number. That's fine. There's a free number in the box. 81 is free. I do number 81. I click save. She's now got 81. So you can update it. It's all very simple. So that's pretty much straightforward. So into registration, I need to do a day entry, go into new entry. In this particular race, I've got 2 options. I've got a 5K race and a 10K race. If you only had a 10K race, then the event tab wouldn't be there. So this top tab here, event, wouldn't be there because you wouldn't need to select a distance because everybody's in the same race. But in this instance, in this application, I've got a 5K race. So I'm going to click on 5K. The 5K numbers are 201 to 300. Take the first one out of the box, or one in the middle. I take 255 out. I enter the name, so I'm going to enter myself, Justin Davis. Gender, obviously with gender, male, female. Anybody who doesn't identify as male or female, put them in the open category. That's perfectly okay. So I'm male, and rather than doing date of birth, which means you have to scroll through month, day and year, I just do age. So it's the age on the day of the race. So come in and say, okay, Justin, how old are you today? You're 56. Save and close. So that's now saved. Okay. If you've made an error, say you've put their date of birth in wrong, you can go to View and Edit Entries. You can type in the name. So I've just typing in, so if I type in Justin, you can see I'm there, Justin Davis at the bottom. You click on Justin Davis, you go to Edit, you bring it up. That's the information I've just input. I put the wrong age in. I made a typo, or they told me wrong. Should have been 46. So I type that in. I do save and close, and now that's now saved to being 46. Okay. So new entry, event. This time it's a 10K race. Next number in the book. Get rid of that message. Sorry. Next number in the book. Next number in the 10K box is number 99. So that's Winston. He's a 99, so he likes a flake. Winston Flake. Gender, male. Age today, he's 32. Save and close. Sorted. Okay, it's that simple, it's that quick. There's no need really to put any other information in. All the bibs on the back of them have a box asking for emergency contact details, any allergies, etc. So anybody who's an on the day entry, you make sure you've got some biros available and you say to them, you must put your medical allergies and your medical emergency contact number on the back. It's much simpler to get them to write it on the back of the bib than us to have to sit here and kind of fiddle away trying to enter telephone numbers, etc. Keeps everything going nice and clean. Sorry about the message. Get rid of him. Okay, so that's it really. That's all there is to do it. New entries, assign race numbers, new entries, which is there. And as I said, if you needed to edit something, you go into an edit an entry. I know, so let's say Liz Chandler comes in. I click on Liz's name. So I can view it, edit it, I can mark her as withdrawn. She's come across and said I can't run. But if I go into edit, I've got the information here. We'll assign her a race number, otherwise it won't let me do an edit. And she's got her surname spelt wrong, or her first name. She wants to be called Elizabeth, not Liz. Her husband entered her. She's got a bit upset. So we can change that to Elizabeth. Save and close. And that's now all updated. So if I now go back to Chandler, there she is, Elizabeth Chandler. She's now got her name changed from Liz to Elizabeth. Very, very simple, very quick to use. And as I say, it's a really good tool. Okay, thank you.